Hey everyone, it's Mike Stenhouse here, host of the Inside Property Investing podcast. And I wanted to create a video today to talk about how we analyze HMOs on our desktop or laptop or whatever before we go to the effort of arranging viewings. Now, this is on the back of some analysis that I shared with one of our investor clients. He was asking about the types of things that we do when we're looking for HMOs in our local area. I recorded a short video very similar to how this one's going to be and shared that with him. And I thought actually this is going to be really useful content for people who are assessing HMOs for either your own portfolio or for other investors, joint ventures, whatever it is that you're looking for. Now, these are very simple kind of high level checks that we do before we even start to run the numbers of it. I'm not going to talk about the financial analysis side of things today. I might go into that in another video, but this is just from our kind of first look on Rightmove, what determines whether or not we're going to pick up the phone, call the agent and arrange a viewing. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to talk through a couple of different live houses that are on Rightmove at the moment, so you can go and check them out if you want. And yeah, I'll just explain exactly what my thought process is as I'm looking at each of these, and I'll try to share it, although I've obviously looked at these before, what I think the first time I look at any specific property. So let me just share my screen. Okay, hopefully you can all see this now. So what I am looking at here is a 3-bedroom end terrace house, very similar to what we would typically look at for an HMO. I think it's quite attractive from the outside. And the main things that I'm going to be looking at, firstly, when the property was listed, then I'm going to be looking at the location, and most importantly, the floor plan. Now, I said I'm not going to talk about price analysis at the moment, but just to give you a high level idea of what we're looking for. I mean, if we could pick this up for 112, that would be great. When I first started investing in HMOs, we were looking ideally at about £25,000 finished cost per room. So for a 5-bedroom HMO, that'd be 125 grand. A 4-bed would be 100 grand. A 6-bed would be 150 grand. Doesn't really work out like that so much anymore. Prices have gone up a little bit. £30,000 per room, £35,000 per room. That's the sort of ballpark that we're in. But to be fair, there are some places where we're getting £600 a room, some places where we're getting £400 per month per room. So doing that kind of price per finished room, it's a great quick way to look at things, and I still keep that in mind, but it's not the be all and end all. You might find an expensive house base in a really great area, so it might still be worth looking at despite it being over the odds of what you'd normally pay for an HMO. But let's go back to what I focus on when I first look at something on Rightmove. So I mentioned what I look at is the time that it was listed. Now, this isn't the most important thing by any stretch, but just from a curiosity point of view, it certainly helps. And obviously Rightmove is nice. It tells us right here on the listing when it was added to Rightmove. Now, this was added on the 2nd of September. And from my point of view, that's ideal. I'd say anything from kind of 2 to 3 weeks plus up to 2 to 3, maybe 4, 5, 6 months is a good sort of time frame to be making and getting offers accepted on houses. Anything before 2 weeks, so if the house is just being listed, the owner, the vendor is often going to be quite bullish on what price he's going to get, and they might not be as receptive to low offers. Anything over 6 months, and you can start to get the feeling that either there's a real problem with the property, which you might be able to fix, you might be able to do it better than anyone else or cheaper than anyone else if you've got the skills and resources, or you might find that the vendor's really stubborn on the price, they're not actually that motivated to sell. So when it gets to kind of 6 to 12 months, anything over that, we start to get a little bit wary, and we'd always ask the agent, why hasn't this sold when we go to look at it? But this one, 2nd of September, looks absolutely great. So the second thing I'm going to check is the location. There's a little map down here, but I'm just going to click onto Map and Street View. You'll all know how to use Rightmove, of course. And you'll see this one is very close to the train station. So it's, great for commuters. This is kind of South Manchester, well, South Manchester, really Cheshire. But it's, possible to get into Manchester from here. The reason I'm looking at this one is the investor that I did the analysis for sent me this one over, which is why I picked this particular house. But good town centre location, nothing untoward going on. Obviously, that comes from knowing what the area is like. So if I was going into an area that I wasn't familiar with, I might get on Street View. I might have a little walk around the streets. Certainly when I go to a viewing, I want to walk up and down the surrounding streets and get a feel for it. But this one, like I say, good location for transport links and for getting into town for some of the big employers that are in the area. So that's fine. There's no issues there. Then the most important thing I'm going to be looking at is the floor plan. You can see I haven't even looked at the pictures yet. Pictures don't really concern me that much. Actually, the worse the pictures are, the better as far as I'm concerned. You can see this one, it's okay. I mean, it needs work. They might think this is a really lovely bathroom. We're going to tear it out anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I mean, it's a cute enough house externally. You've got the location there, which is good. If you wanted to go direct to vendor, you've actually got the house number there as well, which saves you a little bit of time. But you know, decent looking room sizes, not horrific, not great, still going to need a lot of work. So yeah, like I say, the most important thing to me is the floor plan. Now, the reason we ruled this one out is we came to the conclusion that actually it's too small. Looks potentially big enough from the outside, 3-bedroom end of terrace house. Like I say, we do a lot of these, but when I look inside, I'm looking for a couple of things. So downstairs, we've got 2 reception rooms, which is great. They could, in theory, both become bedrooms, but I always like to have a kitchen and a lounge. Now, that could be open plan. If this kitchen was bigger, we could have a kitchen with like a little lounge at the end here, a sofa, a couple of sofas, TV on the wall, job's done. But because the kitchen is quite small, and because my personal preference is to have lounges in all of our properties, I'd be looking to keep at least one of these reception rooms as a reception room for the HMO. So that means we're only really getting 1 double bedroom downstairs. Not the end of the world, but in this case, let's see what else there is upstairs. So come up the stairs, we've got bedroom 1, looks a reasonable size. Bedroom 2 looks a reasonable size. Bedroom 3 is absolutely tiny. And the bathroom looks quite small as well. So what I'd maybe be doing in this case, if it was feasible, would be to move the bathroom to the front here into the smallest room and make this into another double bedroom. So you'd have 4 double bedrooms, reception room, and a kitchen. Obviously, you could make it 5 double bedrooms if you turned this, but then you don't have the lounge. And like I say, I really like that. But I'm not even sure this bathroom is going to be big enough as a double bedroom. So let's go and take a look at the room sizes. And lo and behold, there are no room sizes on it. So bedroom 3, ample sized single bedroom with window to front aspect. Now, the fact that this is saying that it's a single bedroom, you know as well as I do, estate agents will call anything a double bedroom, even if, you know, it's tiny. If there's any hope you could get a double bed in there, they're going to call it a double bedroom. So the fact that they're calling this a single bedroom, it is obviously quite small. You might still be able to get the bathroom in there. There's no sizes for the bathroom. So if we go back and take a look at the images, you know, I don't think this is going to be big enough. If we look at the floor plan here, you've got obviously the bath here, sink, toilet. So I'm going to use some estimations here. I'm going to say a bath is, from memory, what, about 1.7 meters long. I can just double check that. Length of standard bath, 1.7 meters. So let's say this is 1.7, you've got a little bit of space there, so that's maybe 2 meters, maybe you've got a little bit this side. 2.5 meters, it's going to be 600 wide. Let's say the sink, 6, toilets, 6, maybe a bit more, so 6, 12, 18, let's say that's 2 meters by 2.5, you're 5 square meters, far too small even for a single bedroom. So if we go back to the floor plan then, you can't use this as a bedroom, you can't use this as a bedroom. So you're really, if you want to keep a communal space downstairs, 1, 2, 3 double bedrooms just doesn't make sense as an HMO. You're not going to get your money back on that. So realistically, I wouldn't even bother going to view this one. If we move on to the next one, another terraced house, another 3-bed terrace, nice price again. Now it looks tiny from the outside. No pictures other than this one, so difficult to tell what condition it's in, but no pictures would normally indicate that it's in quite poor condition. So when was it added? 12th of November 2015. So it's been on the market for almost a year and it hasn't sold at 100 grand. Actually, you can see properties sold nearby, 82, 75, 79. It might be the case that even though it looks cheap, if you don't know the area, looking at the street, it's probably overpriced by about 20% at least. And if it needs work, maybe even more than that. And it might be that the owner just doesn't want to sell for that. So that reason alone would probably rule it out for me. It might be worth calling the agent to say, look, are they ready to sell yet? Are they going to consider serious options? But the listing price would, the sold prices, and the fact it's been on for almost a year would really put me off. But let's continue with the exercise anyway. If I come and look on the maps, so we're not as close to the train station here, 0.7 miles, still walking distance. You can see the other one was over here, next to the train station. So doesn't look like you've got a real easy route to walk to the station though. But knowing the area, I believe this is the town centre, so you're actually still decent location. And if you're not planning on getting the train anywhere, you know, if you're not moving here because you're working in Manchester but want to live out in the countryside, if you're living and working in Northwich, it might work out quite well for you. So location doesn't put me off hugely. Again, I'd want to have a walk around and a little bit of a drive around when I go to see it, but not so far away from the town centre. And actually, what's that little H hospital there? So actually very close to the hospital, which are always great employers and great sources of tenants for HMOs. So in actual fact, this could be a really good location. Go back to the floor plan. I'm looking big open plan lounge diner, which is great. You could split that in two. Corridor through here, bedroom at the front, and then either a bedroom here or your communal space. Kitchen at the back, no picture, but looks very small, and then an outhouse. Now, this outhouse, if it's decent size and if it's decent condition, could probably be knocked through, and then you could have little lounge here, open plan onto the kitchen. So that could work, giving you your communal space downstairs, and then 2 bedrooms with a bathroom in between here. That might work out quite well. So you're getting 2 bedrooms downstairs and also a kitchen and a lounge. Be interesting to see what sizes they are in a second. Upstairs looks a little bit strange. Not sure why they've got this landing on here. I'm going to assume that's an error. Difficult to tell. But you got a master bedroom. They've already rejigged it a little bit. I imagine initially you had the bathroom at the back here and then another bedroom here. They've split that, so you've got the bathroom in the middle, bedroom 3, bedroom 2, both of which look like they might be quite small. Bedroom 2 maybe a little bit bigger. You might be able to move the bathroom into this space here. Still gives you a big double bedroom here, turns this back into a big double bedroom, and makes bedroom 2, you know, you've still got the bedroom there. So you could have 5 bedrooms, 3 upstairs and 1 bathroom, and 2 bedrooms downstairs with 1 bathroom. When we're looking at bathrooms, I like to make sure no more than 3 people are sharing a bathroom. So in this case, it'd be fine. The 2 on the ground floor share one, the 3 on the first floor share a bathroom. Absolutely fine. Any more than that, say we had 4 bedrooms and only 1 bathroom, that would put me off. But I think this might work. If I go to the description, reception room, good big size, that is 24 meters. So you split that in 2, you've got 12 square meters for the bedrooms. You take a couple of meters off for 1 bathroom. You're still probably about 10 meters a bedroom, which is great. Kitchen's 8 meters, quite long and narrow. Well, not long and narrow, but certainly narrow. I imagine the outhouse, looking at the floor plan, is about the same. So you've got 2 meters by 8 meters, so 16 square meters, which actually becomes quite a big room then. You could certainly have a little snug at one end of it and a galley kitchen at the other, so that's okay. Bedroom 1 is 3.7 or 3.8 by 4, so that's plenty big enough. Bedroom 2 is 13 foot 5 by 2 meters. No idea what 13 foot 5 is, but 13 foot 1 is 4 meters, so let's say 4 meters by 2 meters. That's 8 meters. So that's quite small. Minimum size for a single bedroom is about 6.5 square meters. Double bedroom, 10 to 10.5. So it would comply with guidelines on single bedrooms, and you could probably still get a double bedroom in an 8 square meter room, just about, maybe a 3/4 bed. So that would be okay. Bedroom 3, 2.3 by 2.4. Now that is very small. But if you incorporate the bathroom that would be getting rid of as well, then you know, that might work. You might get a double bedroom in there, so it might be worth going to have a little look at. But like I say, it seems overpriced, and there's probably going to be a problem with the agent, but worth a phone call anyway. You've actually got the sizes of the outhouse here as well: 8 foot 10 by 6 foot 1, which is about the same width, a little bit shorter. So it's actually maybe going to be like 14 instead of 16 square meters. worth sticking your head in the door, 10 minutes of a viewing to see what comes up from it. And, even if it is overpriced, if it still makes sense for you as an HMO, if you're not looking to get all your money back out, for example, then, it's maybe worth considering. Then we move over to one that I was supposed to be viewing today, but an offer has been accepted on it. So that's out of the window, but I still thought it was a potentially great little house. Again, no pictures. If you read the description, it was historically separated into bedsits, but in a non-compliant way. So probably be a cash purchase. Difficult to get a mortgage on something if it's not got the right planning permission. They have suggested it would go back to a family home. I thought it'd be great as an HMO. You can see here one of the next door neighbors sold for 240,000 recently, so 160. You've still got some room to uplift the value there. In terms of added to Rightmove, 20th of September 2016. So what's that, about 22 days ago, 3 weeks, just getting into the realms of where you might be able to negotiate a little bit, but lo and behold, it's sold anyway, so we can rule that one out. But, if we were looking at this and it was still available, I'd certainly be interested in that. And from a location point of view, right next to Heaton Chapel train station. So you've got little shops around here. You've got a nice stretch along here with pubs and restaurants and little shops and things, and close to the train station right into Manchester. So great location. Bus routes here, both to Stockport and Manchester. Absolutely ideal for any sort of professional workers. If we look at the floor plan, this is quite interesting as well. Maybe let me zoom in here. So you can see it's got cellar chambers. I've been in one of the houses on this street before, and the rear garden is lower than the front of the house. So all of the cellars open out onto the garden at the back, which is at this kind of cellar level, meaning most of the cellars have actually already been damp proofed and tanked. So this could be quite an easy cellar conversion to do. On the ground floor, you got a couple of big reception rooms and a bathroom, nice big open hallway as well. On the first floor, you've got 3 bedrooms and a bathroom. That bedroom's very small, obviously. And then in the loft, you've got another 2 bedrooms, small bedroom / study, and a final bathroom. So what I would be looking to do in this is either with the cellar or the ground floor, make all of that communal space. Let's just use the cellar, for example. You would be looking to have maybe a kitchen here with access to the back garden, a little lounge here, maybe just like a little snug, or maybe you could even open this up and just have a big open plan lounge here. So you have all of your communal space downstairs. Then it's basically 2 bedrooms per floor on the other 3 floors. So I'd have this as a bedroom with an ensuite. I'd have this as a bedroom and maybe put an ensuite in here, or even leave this as a shared bathroom between these 2 bedrooms. On the first floor, I'd certainly make them both ensuite. So this one would have this bathroom as an ensuite, this bedroom would have this as an ensuite, and then in the loft, same again, bedroom with an ensuite, bedroom with an ensuite. So you've got 6 bedrooms with either 4 ensuites and 1 shared bathroom, or 6 ensuites, and then a big communal living space on the other floor. I think would make an absolutely ideal house. Probably be quite expensive to do. I heard from the agent that it's in quite bad condition inside, so it needs a lot of work. But at 160 grand purchase price, given the potential value of 240 just as a normal house, there's a lot of scope there to spend money, get this into a great HMO, and still refinance it at a good level. Unfortunately, though, it's gone. It does tick all the boxes for me, but too slow to move on this one. The final one I want to talk about is this, and I'm just rushing through these to show you that I'm looking at the same things on each one. This one, again, is just been sold, offer accepted on it, so too slow to move on this one as well. Guide price 150,000, 3 bedroom semi-detached house for sale. Looks quite big from the outside. Listed 22nd of September, so same sort of time as the last one. So you can see the market's quite hot. Things are selling quite quickly at the moment at this sort of price. But again, that would have been a good sort of time to go, and it's been on the market for a few weeks. Make an offer maybe a little below asking price and see what you get. Location, whilst this is loading up, Reddish North train station. Again, straight on, I think it's 1 stop, maybe 2 stops into Manchester city centre. Not much in Reddish. It's not as in demand an area as Heaton Chapel, the last one I showed you. But there's enough going on. You'd maybe be looking at 400 a month here instead of 450, or like 425 instead of 475 compared to Heaton Chapel. But definitely for the right type of tenants working in the city centre, looking to live somewhere a bit cheaper than in town, could be ideal for them. Excuse me. So location, absolutely fine. You can see 0.3 miles to the train station, short walk, definitely commutable. Price-wise, 140, 175, 130 back in 2014. So there's, you're not buying the most expensive house on the street. You'd maybe be looking to get it at 140, but like I say, unfortunately, this one has already sold. So finally, let's take a look at the floor plans. You have got one big reception room, two big reception rooms, decent sized kitchen, or decent enough sized kitchen anyway. And then an outhouse again, so 3 meters by 3 meters roughly, so another 9 square meters there. Add it onto this. I would certainly be knocking this into a lounge kitchen, open plan. Not necessarily actually, maybe just put a door through here. You can see you've got windows in the outhouse already. I think I saw it in the pictures. It looks in reasonable nick. Not the house, obviously you can see that's needing a little bit of TLC, but if we go to the garden pictures, there we go. So I think that's the back door, and then I think that's the window, back door from, is that the back door from the kitchen? Not sure, but you can see there's windows there. I mean, it looks similar construction to the rest of the house. So I'd definitely be looking to see if I could incorporate that into the house in some way. So downstairs, you're looking at 2 double bedrooms. Again, I'd put a bathroom in here somewhere. You need to put a little corridor here through into the kitchen. That's not a big deal. That's just a bit of stud work. Upstairs, you got a decent bedroom, 3 meters by 4 meters. So that's 12 square meters. That's a decent double bedroom. And then here at the back, very small bedroom, weird shape with a bathroom. What I would do in this case is take the bathroom out of there, stud wall across here, knock down all these studs and make this a decent sized bedroom, and then put your bathroom in here. So you'd have 3 double bedrooms upstairs, 2 downstairs, 2 shared bathrooms between the 5 bedrooms, and then an open plan lounge kitchen at the back. Now, obviously, once you've been to view these, you'd need to figure out exactly how much the renovations were going to cost, and that's the time you'd start looking at your potential purchase price, your renovation budget, what you think your end value is going to be, your rental income, all of that sort of assessment to figure out if it's something that you want to proceed with. But hopefully that gives you a bit of an insight into some of the quick checks that we do when we first come across a property on Rightmove to decide if we want to pick up the phone and do some viewings. So hopefully this has been useful. I'd love to hear your comments, feedback, how you do your own analysis on your laptop. And yeah, if you want to see one on the financial side of the analysis as well, just let me know and I'll do that over the next couple of days. Thanks a lot. Bye.